This year, the Cleveland Browns have lost to Dallas. They beat the mighty Jaguars by 5. They lost to the New York Giants. They lost to the mighty Las Vegas Raiders, who we also could not handle. They lost to Washington by 21. They lost to Philly. They lost to Cincinnati. But best believe, they beat your Baltimore Ravens. This is why I will never take this era of the Ravens serious until I see them actually holding a trophy. I'm not even going to really single out specific players today. We just have a culture problem in the locker room. It's not okay. It's sad that with how many wins this team has had in the regular season the last 5-6 years, just racking up wins. Why did I know this was going to happen? I either thought we were going to win by 2 or lose by a possession against a team that's 1-6 and has been honestly dreadful. And yes, they had a quarterback change. Yes, Deshaun Watson is terrible. Yes, Jameis Winston is better than Deshaun Watson. The best quarterback on their roster made his first start today. We're talking about Jameis Winston, guys. Josh Allen did not magically start for the Browns today. Shit, Joe Flacco didn't magically start for the Browns today. By the way, shout out Joe Flacco. The Colts are just like throwing their season away, starting Richardson. I don't care about the injuries. I don't care about 2 down in the secondary. Because the Browns also had injuries today, and on their defense is very beat up, and we couldn't score when we needed to. Lamar had a great drive to take the lead before the Browns scored again. Other than that, painful day on offense for the most part. Again, major culture problem. And to me, that the number one blame for that's coaching staff. How can this team not be ready to win this game? How is this game so ugly in the first half to the point where we need a magical comeback drive that actually happened? But then the injuries and the defense in the fourth quarter, it just couldn't hold up. And for those of you who follow me every week, yes, I did wear the ghost today. Again, I try not to overuse their magic. Tried that last week. Had to throw them on when we were down 10-0. Then we had 34 unanswered. Today, when the first half was going how I knew it would, I threw them on in desperation to try to sneak this one out. And not even the witchcraft magic could save the Ravens today in mighty, mighty Cleveland. Jalen Armour Davis, who's been on the Ravens for 3 years, has finally played in more games than I have. Just getting picked on. I woke up in a good mood today. I knew this would be a classic AFC North fight. I thought we'd still find a way to win. Knew it would be ugly. It was ugly. And we lost. Still woke up in a decent mood. Then a couple people in my life pissed me off. Thought maybe the Ravens game would be a good distraction. I was wrong. It was definitely a distraction. Can't say it was a good one. The Steelers have been in first place all year, and they have as much offensive talent as the college Pittsburgh team in the ACC. And we can't jump them. Combined, and it could be 4-12 later tonight, but as of now, our 2 losses other than the Chiefs are from teams that are 4-11. One of them was at home. One of them was against a division opponent who we knew exactly what they were going to do to us, and couldn't do anything about it. Shout out to Browns fans. They still showed out today despite their season already being over. It's commendable. I'm sure they're excited about having an actual quarterback leading their team now. You could tell the roster was rejuvenated by it. Derrick Henry, 11 carries. Disappeared for like an hour at a time. Once again, once we like feel like we have to air it out because we're down by 2 or whatever, our play calling just completely changes. He was averaging 6.6 yards a carry, and it's not like he was getting stuffed, so we just gave up on the run. As far as ugly AFC North games go, the offense did have some moments today. Obviously, if Bateman catches that ball, we probably win. If Kyle Hamilton catches that pick, we win. To me, that goes back to the culture and this team not being focused. Championship level teams don't choke away interceptions because they get too excited. How many interceptions did we drop today? How many interceptions have we dropped all season? It just doesn't matter when we're playing an NFC team and score 40 points because they can't handle Lamar. So things like that get overshadowed. When you can only beat Tampa by 10 despite destroying them the entire game, when you only beat Washington 7 despite controlling the entire game, those things come to bite you in games like this. Now you see. I was finally happy last week. Nah. And Lamar's got to chill with the slamming the helmet in anger at their losses. It's year 7, man. Don't get me wrong. I love that he cares so much about every game. I mean, he's like me. He's never happy even after wins. But you just got to stop acting like you're 22 at certain points. Denver sucks. Doesn't mean anything. We'll see what happens next week. Could we control the game? Yeah, maybe. If it was an NFC team, I'd guarantee a win with the same exact roster. Only positive I got today is the Eagles held up me burying the Bengals. The Bengals are dead. And the Eagles solidified that for me today. And the Browns are just too far back to really get back into the division picture. They could really ball out and still make a wild card, I guess. Again, we're talking about Jameis Winston. I mean, I feel like they could go 500 the rest of the year. That's not going to be able to make a playoff spot with the hole they're in. So again, it's still just us in Pittsburgh, and we can't. And best believe when we go to Pittsburgh in 2 weeks, it's going to be the same as that game as today. And their defense is even better. And who knows what condition our secondary will be in by then. I mean, these injuries don't go away. They were saying on the radio, first of all, when Mike Preston said on the radio today that Jalen Armour Davis, who again has played in like one more game in 3 years than I have, was starting on the edge today because Nate Wiggins is apparently sick, which is fine. If you're sick, you're sick. And also has a shoulder problem that's not going to go away. It's one of those where he's probably going to get surgery the day the season ends. So he'll be playing with that the rest of the year. If you're a nickel corner like Humph, that knee injury ain't going away. It'll get tolerable. So, I was calling earlier in the year, we need a trade for offensive line. That's been somewhat helped by just how dominant we're able to run the ball. Do we move the corner now? I don't know. The problem with trading for a corner is, you can get hurt at any time, and then it's kind of out the window. Meanwhile, the Chiefs get DeAndre Hopkins for like a 5th-round pick in 2036. If that trade goes down in the NBA, it's like 3 firsts. Again, this has been my entire life. This is why the Ravens always have to win big playoff games on the road, is because they don't come to play in so many regular season games like this. And then when we finally do last year, we show our lack of clutch gene, lack of self awareness. I mean, I'm not talking about that game today. I'm gonna ignore that one. Today pretty much solidified we will not be getting the 1 seed. That was still in play with only having the 2 losses. The Chiefs are better than last year, but I mean they're not going to go undefeated. At some point, you'll probably expect them to have some tough division losses as well. That's kind of just how football goes, but I don't care on this one. The Browns suck. Again, respect to the fans. You guys are a top fan base in the league, in my opinion, because you show out every year despite the franchise never giving you anything. And I know you hate us, and I understand. Like, if Browns fans watch this, they're definitely just going to be laughing at me. And it's warranted, because today was a joke, per usual. 5-3. Cool. Awesome. I don't know if I'll see you guys next week or not. I might have to take a week off. Peace.